What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be checking out this Marvel Legends Deluxe Lizard figure. Let's take a look at the packaging. And the side art there, pretty cool. And if you want to read the description, there it is. Alright, let's crack them open. Alright, so here is the Lizard, and he is an Amazon exclusive, so obviously I got him from Amazon, and he's selling out pretty fast. I mean, he went up for pre-order, I think, again a couple days ago, I believe, and he got sold out once again. So this is a very popular figure, but I will have that link in the description in case he does go back up. He probably should. Just keep checking back, every now and then, every day, maybe, morning, night, just to see if he'll come back if you missed out on him. But yeah, he's a very popular figure. And yeah, I mean, just keep checking and see if you could get lucky if you missed out on him. Now, this is basically a straight up repaint of the 2018 Build-A-Figure. So is nothing really new except the head and maybe the neck piece, but let's take a closer look at him. Let's just kind of move the camera up here. Very nice figure. I always love the Build-A-Figure. He has motion on his tail as well, articulation I should say. So that does go that way, and then he has the pegs that go up and down. Same thing for this piece, it turns. So you have a lot of articulation in the tail. It's not bendy, but it's the next best thing. I like this. I'd rather have this than the bendy because it's kind of hard to get that in the right direction, and sometimes it breaks off, so but anyways, his head, his tongue over here does have articulation. You can kind of move that up and down, which is pretty cool. I know the Build-A-Figure had a longer tongue, which is, I don't know, I guess depends on what you like. The longer tongue I think was a little bit better, but this one's not too bad. His mouth opens, closes. You got head articulation. He can go up like that and go down like that. He has neck articulation, so you can kind of move him up and down like that, so you get not only neck but head articulation as well. As for the joints, you do have pins in there, kind of get away with that, I guess. And he is double jointed, but it's kind of, I don't know if you can see that, it's kind of limited because you see, doesn't go all the way like forward or back, I should say. Hand motion like that. And then in the legs, again, pins in there. Not gonna get away with it, but the legs, you do get very limited articulation in there. It only really goes that way forward and then that way back in the legs. So it's kind of very limited. The feet go back like all the way like that and forward like that. So you get kind of limited articulation because of his, I don't know, it's kind of weird in there. Oh, if you can see. Oh, crap. I actually pulled the leg out of the, it's not broken, but it kind of just came out. But yeah, it's very limited leg articulation here. I don't know if it's because the pants are blocking it or something, the peg, the hinge over there, or what, but it's very limited leg articulation, so just keep that in mind if you do buy him. His coat does have some kind of like muddy details on it, and it's kind of like a little bit tattered, so that's pretty cool. The Build-A-Figure had kind of just a like a dirty solid color. It wasn't like spotched, like patched like this. So that's kind of a nice little upgrade. But I kind of feel like the coat should be a lot more dirtier. It just has this one little part on the bottom that's dirty and tattered. I would have liked to have more details, maybe some dirt on this part of the coat, on the back or the front. I know they do have the tattered parts in the sleeves, and they do have some holes over here too, so that's cool. But I just wish there was more, I don't know, maybe dirt. He is in the sewers after all, he's a lizard. So I don't know, just kind of a more dirtier coat. I feel like the coat is too white, too clean, you know. So, but I do like the details on his pants, the ripped up like kind of Hulk purple pants. Maybe he got his same pants from the Hulk's dealer or something. Pants dealer. No, but it's a nice figure. I like it. It's a straight up repaint though, as I do have the 2018 figure, so we can compare those two. But yeah, it's definitely a straight up repaint. So let's try the additional head, and that kind of just pops out here on his neck and goes like so. And that's how he looks like with the additional head. I do like this head better. He kind of looks more lizardy, if that makes sense. The other one kind of looks, I'm sure people have mentioned this, but he looks like a dinosaur or like a raptor. And I know it's kind of a contradiction because a lizard is basically in the, you know, a descendant of the dinosaur. So, but I don't know. To me, this like head looks a lot better. It looks more like the lizard. I don't know. I don't know how to really explain it, but he looks more like the comic lizard. So I do like this head a lot better. This one is just kind of too dinosaur-y, raptor-y looking. If that makes any sense. I will say what's disappointing about this figure is that he doesn't come with any accessories, no additional hands or anything like that. So that's kind of disappointing. You know, when I think of the lizard and when I think of this character, you know, maybe a like a test tube or something, like, you know, how he experiments in his lab. That would have been cool to have as an accessory. And then maybe some fist hands would be nice, or additional hands. Just something to make the you know, this figure stand out more. It's kind of bare bones with just an additional head. So, you know, that's kind of disappointing. All right, so here he is side by side with the 2018 Build-A-Figure, and as you can see, it is basically the same exact figure with very minor changes. Of course, the heads obviously are different. Let me just bring it closer. The only thing different I could really see on this figure is maybe the head neck part, because on this figure does not separate the head from the neck part because it's all one piece. And let me just kind of show you. There's no like part that separates that, so it's all one piece there. I think this, when it was a Build-A-Figure head, this whole piece just comes off from the neck right here. Let me try to get that tongue out of the way. It just kind of separates from there, and that's it. So you couldn't even head swap these. Well, maybe you could if you were to take the whole entire head off and then put him on with this guy. But as you can see, this figure has the piece that comes off like that, so you have that option to do that, but this one does not. So that's kind of really the only difference there. But other than that, it is exactly the same type of figure, the same exact mold. Again, as I was telling you before, that is the dirty coat. It's kind of like a solid brownish yellowish there to simulate maybe his dirty sewer. And here it looks on the new one, it's kind of more like a splattered effect. So there you go. That's really the only big differences from this figure. Same tail articulation, as you could see. And yeah, that is pretty much same exact figure from the 2018 version. So yeah, and then of course you have the long tongue of this one, and this guy has a tongue that's more in his mouth, that stays in his mouth. I don't know which one I really like better. I mean, I do like the long tongue, that's pretty cool. But then again, I do like the kind of articulated tongue of the newer one. So I don't know. This one didn't, I don't know if this one moves. No, I don't think this one really moves up or down. So yeah, I don't know. You guys be the judge. Which one do you like better, the long tongue or you like the shorter pink tongue? Now, in terms of which one I like better, I would probably have to say the newer one, just because I don't like the kind of raptor head that both of these guys come with, but he comes with that additional head. This one I really do like, so this will probably be my default head for this guy, so he kind of edges out this one. This one, I do like the colors on this guy, but it's just that head just looks too much like a dinosaur raptor. Again, I can't really explain it. It's just kind of weird. I don't know, but I do like this. This head to me looks more like the lizard in Spider-Man comics than these other ones, so I do like the newer version better. All right, so there you have it. That is the new Amazon exclusive Marvel Legends Lizard. Yeah, I mean, he's a good figure. I mean, if you missed out on the Build-A-Figure, you know, he's a good comic lizard. I know we had the animated series lizard we recently have, like about a year or two ago. But this guy is a great, great comic lizard. And in case you missed the 2018 Build-A-Figure, which is kind of rare, I think it's pretty rare. So it's a perfect opportunity to get another lizard figure, a comic lizard. So, you know, that's great that it's available to everybody else, and you have another opportunity to get him. So, but you know, I'm just not a fan of the kind of dinosaur look, but I do like the secondary head, so that's cool. I do wish he came with some additional hands or just some accessory just to make this figure pop more. You know, something like a test tube or something like that, something like science labby-ish, you know, something to some other accessories, you know, something to add to this figure, because just the additional head is kind of disappointing, you know. As far as would I recommend it? Absolutely, especially if you don't have a comic book lizard figure. Absolutely, I would recommend him. If you do have the 2018 Build-A-Figure here, then I don't know. It all depends on if you like that dinosaur look. If you like the kind of raptor-ish face, then, you know, maybe you might want to go with the secondary head on this guy, or you could just stick with this guy and be satisfied with him. But the dirty lab coat is pretty cool too on this one, although I do like the newer one. It all is your preference, you know, but I do like the secondary head, so I do like this one better. So yeah, it all depends on if you have the older one and if you like that version of the lizard. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this video, guys. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.